Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz, and this weekend, the Little Rock Marathon through the capital city. Events kicked off this morning with the 5K, 10K, and Kids Marathon. The half and full marathons will be held tomorrow. All weekend long, you'll be seeing some closures along that marathon route. And if you got any plans downtown, you can text the word marathon to 501-376-1111, and we'll text you a link complete with all of the closures and detours you need to know. And as a reminder, those events are going to be starting a little bit earlier than usual tomorrow because of the warmer temperatures. And with us watching for that warm up, meteorologist Simone Thomas joins us now. Simone, what do runners need to know? What do we all need to know for the rest of the weekend?
You know, today we definitely saw above average temperatures, and we're looking to see that again tomorrow. It's looking to be even warmer than what we saw today. So here's a look at right now. We have been seeing a lot of skies clearing throughout central Arkansas today. A few leftover clouds across eastern Arkansas, but that's starting to dissipate. Clear skies mainly for the evening. Temperatures still holding on in the 60s right now, 64 in the capital city, 68 in Hot Springs, even warmer. Now, as we continue through the evening, if you have plans to go out or whatever your plans are this evening, clear skies through most of the evening. After midnight, we start to see a few clouds developing as well as some fog that will develop overnight. So when you're starting out early tomorrow morning, especially when you're lining up and getting ready to start the race in the morning, we'll likely see some gloomy, foggy conditions similar to what we saw this morning, and by afternoon warming up to the upper 70s. Now have a look at the next several days in that full forecast, so make sure you stick around.
Tonight, Arkansas State Police is after a Eureka Springs police officer shot and killed 36-year-old Christopher Van Schoek last night. The sheriff's office got a call last night saying that Van Schoek showed a gun after a disturbance at a restaurant. Detectives say when two Eureka Springs police officers approached him, Van Schoek showed his gun again, and what police describe as a struggle followed. One of the officers fired their gun, killing Van Schoek. State police is investigating, and a prosecuting attorney will decide whether the officer's response was consistent with state law. More than 100 pounds of methamphetamine and cocaine are off the street after a traffic stop this week by Arkansas State Police. It's the latest bust by state police as they crack down on what they say is an increasing amount of drugs crossing through Arkansas. Troopers pulled over a car on I-40 eastbound over in Pope County. A search found 120 pounds of meth, 21 pounds of cocaine, and multiple marijuana vape pens. That driver was charged and jailed in Pope County. An 18-year-old student in the Pulaski County Special School District is behind bars after bringing a gun to school. Police have identified Alex Bazell as the student who brought a gun to the Joe T. Robinson High School on Friday. According to the district, a parent of a student told administrators their child would be absent because another student allegedly threatened them. Security officers, along with Little Rock police, found that student and searched their backpack. There, they found a handgun. Alex Bazell is charged with possessing a handgun on school property. Tonight, changes are underway for 911 dispatch centers in Saline County. Following a move the city of Benton made a few years ago, the city of Bryant is now merging its 911 dispatch centers with the Saline County Center. THV 11's Brooke Buckner gives a closer look at how this could benefit the community.
The citizens have gained a more efficient, higher performing 911 service in Saline County.
For more than a decade, Saline County Judge Matt Brumley has wanted to consolidate 911 centers in the county, and next week the city of Bryant will officially make the switch.
And now on March 5th at 10 a.m., we will be a completely consolidated county for 911 services.
This consolidation is a state requirement due to the Arkansas Public Safety Act of 2019. Judge Brumley says merging with Benton's 911 center has shown success.
When you had a multi-agency response, say Bryant and Benton, along with an ambulance needed to go somewhere, the caller could be transferred up to 3 times to get those, and they were communicating back to 3 different 911 centers. So information could be construed incorrectly.
He also says it was more expensive.
We can always look for ways to do things better, more efficiently, less money to the taxpayer.
In the last 5 months of Rhonda Sanders serving as Bryant's mayor, she has been working with the police and fire departments to make sure this transition goes smoothly.
We're pleased with where it's at. We look forward to joining these forces and us joining them together, because what it's really about is our public.
And as they move from this location at the Bryant Police Department to the Saline County office, she says they're keeping all positions and there won't be any layoffs.
It is truly just a consolidation of where everyone will be, and the funds that are coming from the state will be used to support that.
In Saline County, Brooke Buckner, THV 11 News.
Judge Brumley says with the consolidation, 35 people will now be working at the county's Emergency Operations Center. Now over to the roads, where ARDOT is stepping up safety on some of our state's busiest highways. The newest project has crews making changes to lane markings. ARDOT is placing contrast pavement markings on every divided concrete roadway across the state. The state has 380 centerline concrete miles of highway in their system. Drivers will soon see a 10-foot black stripe painted along with regular 10-foot white lines. But what type of impact does the change make?
Low-cost solution to help safety as far as reduce accidents. Sometimes the white skip lines have a tendency to have a lack of visibility due to sunlight glare during the day. This will help enhance those lane markings.
ARDOT says the first installation will cost around $150,000 and should last 3 to 4 years before ARDOT has to reapply the contrast markings. A new deal for a temporary ceasefire between Israel and Hamas is in the works. It could happen in time for Ramadan. Christian Benavides reports that this development is happening as the U.S. is now conducting airdrops of humanitarian assistance into Gaza.
On Saturday, a senior U.S. official said Israel had essentially agreed to a framework of a deal, which would see some Israeli hostages held by Hamas freed in exchange for a 6-week pause to the fighting. It's something the Biden administration has been pushing for.
Hoping so. We're still working real hard at it. Not there yet.
It comes as new images show one of the first airdrops of humanitarian assistance into Gaza by the U.S. 66 bundles of food and water, meant to provide 38,000 meals, a small dent for residents in the territory where 500,000 people are facing acute starvation, according to the UN.
The truth is, aid flowing to Gaza is nowhere nearly enough. Now, it's nowhere nearly enough. Innocent lives are on the line and children's lives are on the line.
The U.S. has joined Jordan. The country already conducted airdrops to the territory. Dave Harden, a former USAID mission director in Gaza and the West Bank, warns airdrops could come with more risk than results.
A very risky undertaking. It's also not going to be anywhere sufficient to meet the needs of the people in Gaza. And more to the point, it's frustrating in the sense that the Israelis aren't opening more crossings that would allow for greater throughput.
President Biden says the U.S. would put pressure on Israel to facilitate more truck deliveries of assistance. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
News of a potential deal comes after Thursday's incident in Gaza City, where Palestinians were killed near a convoy of humanitarian aid. Vice President Kamala Harris will meet on Monday with members of the Israeli War Cabinet. The tourism resolution brought on by Airbnbs and VRBOs is causing a disruption in places like Hot Springs and Fayetteville. The demand for properties that can become vacation rentals threatens to squeeze out the people who want to live in these popular tourist locations. Prices skyrocketing as people look to housing as an investment, and it's being affected by sports and racing seasons.
You know, Oakland, the lakes, the national park, etc., does a great job of getting people to come here already. Why don't we just make that extra effort and ask them, hey, why don't you come stay?
Join us tonight at 10 as we explore how these cities are responding to the short-term rental market disruption. And do different types of gas have an impact on your fuel efficiency? After the break, we're going to verify the differences after new EPA rules. Simone?
Check out this beautiful sunset. I'll have a look at your Sunday forecast as well as a look at the week ahead right after this break.